y'all, and welcome to Shade and the City. It's your girl, Treese, with my wonderful co-host, virtual co-host, Miss Elaine. Well, she's not virtual anymore because we met in person, but you know what I'm saying. My good co-host, Elaine, okay? So I missed y'all so much, so I had to give y'all, and plus, I ain't even gonna hold you. I told Elaine this morning, I said, I gotta do like 5 different recaps. I said, I ain't got it to do. I said, girlie, you available? Because we gotta make this alive, okay? I gotta do something. I ain't about to sit here and edit 5 videos and record. Let's just knock this out in one fell swoop. So yeah, y'all. If you have not already, please do me a favor and go ahead and hit the like button, get the algorithm to do what it do, so everybody will start coming in and know that we here. And if you're not already subscribed and you liking the vibe, please go ahead and do so, okay? But yeah, y'all. So I will say we're gonna do this live a little bit differently, only because I missed so much. So I am gonna try to go cover episode by episode, and but some stories carried over. So we'll see how it goes down. Hey Cleo, hey Boo. Thank you for being here. All right, so let me go ahead and run this intro, and then yeah, we're gonna get right into it, y'all. And let's get shady. Hey Steven, welcome. I saw you come in from my other computer. I be double working. So yeah, y'all. As we know, we started off this episode, or not at this episode, Monday's episode, which I believe was 104. And we get into Barbara's tribute, okay, which was beautiful. I think that we all shed a little bit of a tear. You would have thought Barbara was my auntie or something, but I ain't know Barbara. But rest in peace and condolences to her. And I love how Anita thought to honor her and show just the 4 beautiful Black girls. It was just so cute. I loved every minute of it. I loved it. Your thoughts, Elaine?
I did. I did as well. I thought it was well done, especially because we've so been looking forward to this, right? I think the conversations that they've had, the arguments that they've had, we've all said at some given point, they better have a reunion concert. They better have a reunion
right
concert. And so I think this was our payoff, right? For the story logging, just going on in the arguments that we were like, Ethel, you gotta go. They have to go.
Right.
Even here, leave them alone. Anita, leave them where you found them. Send them back to Chicago. This is going back and forth.
That's how I was really feeling. I was like, look, Anita, I'm really ready for you to get your solo and let's just move on. I'm tired of these complaining women. And at this point, we can move along. But I do like how it all finally came together. And I really did enjoy how they played it out, where they going on tour, so they got to live out their dream and move forward and continue with their career. But Anita said, I ain't got it to do. Okay.
I liked how finite she was. Like there was no, I don't know, well, maybe, so that people can convince her to do something else. She was like, no, I was iffy about getting together and doing this.
Right.
But I'm not iffy about whether I want to go back on the road.
Right. Exactly. Hey, and I'm happy. And I don't think Vernon would have been cool with it either way. Yeah, I think he would have thrown a fit. Hey, M Chop, welcome. Hey, Joanne, welcome. So that was Barbara's tribute was dope. And then we get into the after party where Leslie and Eva, hating outside the club because they can't get in. And I was just like, girl, your name is not on this list. What are we really doing? Okay. You are not invited. The last time you were invited to something or invited yourself to something, you ruined people's lives. So why would you ever think that you had an invitation or your name was on the list?
So my issue with this is the whole, Ted thought it was all right to go with him and Eva, but she stole her child's ticket, and then you get to go. And Ted bows completely out and go, well, you guys go. And you know that they're going to be pissed with the two of them. And you don't even give anybody a heads up. Like, this was the lowest. I thought.
Oh, God. Hold on, y'all. She about to go on a Ted rant.
I thought Ted couldn't get, and I know Princess agrees with me. Cleo may as well, because we was on Twitter. I didn't think he could get lower.
Right.
And somehow, some way, he gets lower.
He found a way to do it.
Like, what a punk. Like, it wasn't appropriate for you to go to the concert with your daughter sitting right behind the people who you know don't have it for your daughter. Like, I understand that you're not gonna hide or whatever, but why you in our face?
I agree.
It's the same thing of the Bill thing. Bill, okay, you left your wife. Why you gotta move next door to me?
I agree. And
so Ted is so divorced from realistic emotions. He thinks it's completely all right for him to walk around any way he wants with Eva and fuck everybody, and my wife should forgive me because I said I love her.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Ted be on one, and I don't get it. And again, we know it's writing, but it's just like, come on. This is just like you said, you could have that would have actually been a perfect reason for him to go talk to Nicole and give her a heads up about Leslie coming. But of course, it's Ted, and it's a missed opportunity because he never takes an opportunity to do anything. But you know, hide. Run and hide. Hey, Nitro, welcome. So then we get y'all. I told y'all how I felt. I was a little sad. I know, but I was a little sad about Smitty and Martin. Okay. Even though I said this a million times. I know Martin is a terrible husband, okay? But the way Smitty, I don't know. Can you let the boy just sleep on the couch? Like, that's where I was at, right? Like, does it need to be that bad where he got to go back to the grandma house? I was a little hurt. And I was like, Smitty, you going a little hard. I understand he lied to you and he did some things, but you know, get a boy. Hey, look at all these newbies. Welcome, Genesis Love.
Look at Monday being the day. Look at Monday.
I guess so. Look, do I need to change the live to Mondays, y'all? Just let me know. Okay. But yeah, so I was a little saddened because I did kind of want to see things patch up and repair, or at least start to get there. And right now, it's looking like there just is no hope.
So I was annoyed with Smitty. I was fine with him going to the concert, right? Because he was able to stand his ground where everybody come to him going, you should really come. I don't really want to come. I'm mad at you, and I'm mad at you too in your face. I love that he stood firm in Vernon's face.
I loved it too. I was so excited.
I love that he stood firm to Nicole, and Nicole even had to admit, yeah, I understand. I'm with you.
Right.
You know, I gotta.
Because I got my own.
Eat that. Yeah, I gotta eat that because everything he said is exactly how she feels about Ted.
Exactly.
So I love that. But then, you feeling this sort of way, and they want you. And now Martin wants you to come to the after show, and you only show up to be an asshole to him.
Yeah.
No, don't go to the after show then, because what you did for the family is with the children. You went to the show. What you did at the after show was to say, screw you, Martin. And I want you to see how angry and annoyed I am. And I want to show your family that I ain't taking you back yet.
I agree. You know what? That is that literally is how I felt. It was like, well, you could have stayed home if you was going to do that. Like, if you was just going there to rub it in and rub salt in the wound. Like,
because I think that made Martin feel worse. Because at least he would have said, if he went to the after party, he said, well, he's not here, but he came to the first one. But you came to say, I'm here, but don't think about it. It doesn't mean anything.
We ain't getting back together. Yeah. Never, ever, ever, in the words of Taylor Swift.
And so you leave him standing there and he feels worse. because at least he felt like, okay, we have something. We did something tonight. And now you
Right.
just told him this don't mean shit.
Basically.
It was vindictive in what you want to do with your man when you tell them they're angry. When you want to show them you're angry. But this wasn't the venue to do it.
Girl, I completely agree. I was just like, can we just curtail it again? I think it could have been something where he let him come home. I ain't saying you gotta let him sleep in your bed or nothing,
right?
And rub you down, but at least let him come home and let's just be, try to end the night well. You know what I mean? But Smitty said, I ain't got it to do. Okay. Right. Hey, La Queen. Look at all y'all rolling in. Hey, Sweet Pea. I saw you come in as well. Hey, Kamara. Okay. So clearly Monday night is the night.
Hello.
And maybe guys, you know what I think it is too? I think it's the time. Button. I think it's the time too. Because I'm earlier.
8 o'clock is definitely a better hour.
But what were you saying? I'm sorry, boo.
I wanted to tell everybody as you come in, please try to click the like button.
Oh, thank you. Look at my co-host on her job.
I know people forget, and when the chat is up, you just start chatting and immediately forget to go back to the like button. So even if you don't do it now, after it's over and you know the chat collapses, click the like button.
And don't forget replay gang for all those.
Absolutely, we love the replay. But listen, if you have not, I cannot tell you. If you want to play catch up and sort of catch up, especially if you joined Treese later on in the episodes, watch her beginning, the Beyond the Games, because it gives you I started watching Beyond the Games, but it gives you a different perspective of how we started and where we are now.
I agree, because you probably get to see the progression and because remember, I told y'all, I didn't see it for Smitty week 1. I had all these opinions and all these ideas, and now I can.
You had it for Smitty for 3 weeks.
Was it 3 weeks?
Went 3 weeks going in on. You was like, I do not like this guy. I don't know what it is. It's something. And then you was like, you know what? It's not Smitty. Around week 3, you was like, I don't think it's Smitty, guys.
Right. And you know what stuff? But look at my partner keeping me accountable. She said, you was on his ass for 3 weeks. You was on him. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I had all the smoke for Smitty. Cleo said, I used to be on Smitty's side, but now I'm on Martin's side because we know what happened to him. Right. And I just think that
look at where we went. We went full circle.
Right. Okay. And like I said, I just, after you know what happened, again, I know that, and I am not going to negate that the way that man talked to him crazy. And now that I'm not going to excuse. Just because of what you went through or what you were going through mentally, that didn't give him right to treat Smitty like.
Right. The whole hiding your, not letting you work and trying to make you feel bad because you want to go back.
Right.
That didn't have nothing to do with your secret. You're just an asshole.
Thank you. You took the words out my mouth. Oh, blatant truth. I was wondering, look, HR, I need you to, write up an offer letter for Elaine. We're gonna make her the marketing manager. She over here telling people to hit the likes and subscribes. Okay, so I know you off. It's after hours. I'm just saying when you get back on the clock. If you could write up an offer letter for Elaine. All right. But no. So then, Carlton and Nicole.
Woo! Ooh, we've been waiting for this. Ooh.
So that's kind of how I felt like that's how we kind of rounded out episode 104 with seeing the two of them, and obviously, he's liking what he see.
Right.
And I was here for it.
I could not keep his eyes. So I don't know if you were watching the other scenes when things were happening in the forefront. With Nicole talking to other people, he was always like lurking in the background, and he could not keep his eyes off of her.
Did you see when he was like, I forgot who was it when he first walked in? He was like, "Where Nicole? Where Nicole? Where?" Like I felt like that was his only mission was to find Nicole. I said,
"Oh my goodness!" I love that for Nicole though. Like she don't even know, but I love like he was like, "Where is she? Where?" And even at the concert. His words to Martin was like, "Yo, I told your father he's wrong."
Right. Right.
did to your mother, I'm fully supportive of your mother. Like, he was like, let me put in a good word with my stepson.
Basically, that's how I clocked that too. I said, you better, absolutely. But yes,
and even as he sat down next to Leslie, because he knew that could be a firecracker, and Nicole knew, okay, we good at the concert. We don't got to do anything because Carlton's gonna take care of it.
And you know what? You just pointed something. You said something so rich when you just now. She likes that because that's what Ted is not doing and did not do.
He is taking care of things. She don't even gotta ask. Oh, Carlton is there. He will take care of it.
All I'm saying is, if y'all want to drop some money in a collection plate for Lane, I'll make sure she get it. That was a word right there. Okay. That was a word. Carlton, what'd you say, Kamara? Hold on, let me get you up on the screen. Carlton trying to become a Dupree. Okay, it's good over there. He said, Ted, you didn't know what you had when you had it, so let me show you. Okay, let me show you. Now, let's move on. I think that was pretty much it for 104. I think we can move on to episode 105, which starts off with Danny and Andre. And I ain't gonna hold you. I was a little irritated. I was like, Danny, I don't want to see her compete with this little girl. And I know she's not a little girl, but it's apples to oranges, if that makes sense. Peaches to plums. Like, it's just not. I don't want to see it. Oh, Elaine, I can't send you back $10.
Oh, I don't need nothing. You know, you've been on vacation for a week. You've been down for a week. We missed you for a week. I want to show my appreciation.
Well, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Lauren Carlton is the cleanup man on here and Divorce Sisters. Okay, that's what I heard.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Our girl has been on vacay for a week. Let's show some love if you can. Look, blatant truth. I'm telling you, I did a lot of interviews. This is the person. This is the marketing director. Okay. Cleo said, compared to Danny and Ashley. Yeah, as a little girl, right? That's how I honestly feel. Yes, Carlton /7. But so she's trying to so now what I will say is, hold on, Beyond the Gates, y'all need to send me a super chat, because what you're not gonna do is keep coming over here and using my material and then taking it and putting it on this show. Okay. Because don't think that I didn't clock that Danny said to AT she is bland, no seasoning.
Hello.
Now, if I'm wrong, and I ain't even trying to get full of myself. If y'all heard that on anybody else's channel, anywhere else on Twitter, you can tell me. But I promise you, and mine is on record, I promise you I've been saying that for weeks. Okay? I'm gonna need run me my money, Beyond the Gates. Run me my money. Okay? Damn. And so he's like, oh no, and it's not that serious. And I was just, I'm just not into it. Elaine, take it from there. You want to say anything about that?
I mean, I was so annoyed.
Okay, it won't just me.
By the last 2 weeks of Andre and Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
I've been so annoyed because Andre started out telling the truth, and him and Danny were telling the truth.
Right.
Then somewhere along the way, he started lying. You were with Ashley the day before the concert. Then you go set up something with her mother about the concert. And then you at the concert going, you're so beautiful. I can't. I'll do anything.
I'll do anything for you and your mother.
Bro, then kiss me. You all in public, everywhere, whatever. Then the next day, you like, Ashley, I need some toast with Ashley.
Look, let me look at my notes to see make sure I'm not jumping ahead. But what I did not like, I thought it was just plain damn nasty for him to leave Danny's house and then go over and be all up in Ash. He had just finished screwing Danny right before he got over there.
Right.
I was like, is it me? Nobody else? Y'all, the vid is still out here. What are we doing?
And only because he got butthurt because she was like, listen, it still is what it is. He thinks every time he sleeps with her, that's going to be like some mind-blowing thing for her.
He thinks he got the magic stick.
It is good, but boo, you're not making me forget my life. This X is X. It's not rocket science, right? It's not rocket science.
Oh, thank you so much, Blatant Truth, for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate y'all as well. And I really missed y'all. Like, please understand. I was just telling Elaine backstage, like, it was really hard for me. That's why I skipped the beach and all. I really needed, like, y'all are an outlet for me. And y'all don't even realize, but y'all really are an outlet from the world sometimes, even though y'all are the world, but you know what I'm saying. And so I really appreciate y'all as well. So thank you. Nitra's neighborhood. Andre is dumb in his uncle's dumbass nephew. I love it. Okay, Nitra, I appreciate it.
It is strange that both Ted and Andre are just clueless at this point. And Andre's not a bad person. It's like, where are you? And what are you talking about? Also, can we discuss
Let's do it.
Ashley has gone to people and going, I can travel, I can do these things. When did Andre ask you to travel with him?
She crazy. She jumped into assumptions because I was like, I ain't hear that either.
She done made up a life that Andre's not even thinking about. Because, not to jump ahead, but in today's episode, he goes, I'm thinking of settling down and staying here and putting in roots. Well, she's thinking about getting on the road and being a traveling nurse.
That part for me. I just, you know what? That whole Ashley situation, I just feel like this is, and if we're talking about real life, I know this is a soap opera, and I'm not saying she can't date, but in my opinion, I feel like her and Danny are in the same position. They're both in a position where they're coming out of a relationship trying to find themselves. Ashley don't need to be with him just like Danny don't need to be, even though I would prefer Andre with Danny. But Ashley don't know what she want either.
Yes, he put stars in her eyes with the stories. And it's, I travel here. I don't know what they had stories of because I haven't seen these conversations that were so transitional for them to have stars in their eyes.
He made her eat some snail and she done lost her mind.
And now, she done lost her mind. Show her pictures of Paris and now she thinks she really always wanted to go to Paris. But when they first started, she and Derek were together and fine. It was boring, but they were two boring people. Now, all of a sudden, she wants a life of travel and always have. Where? When? Because we just started hearing about this 3 weeks ago. How you've always wanted these things in your hopes and dreams.
Right. You know what I could appreciate, though, what I saw on Twitter? I'd really like it. If you want to go, go. Ain't nobody stopping you.
Right. Why are you waiting for somebody?
Go. You should go. And I really think that they should write it in for Ashley, to Queen's point, they should write it in for her to go somewhere and find herself. And maybe she can come back a few years later and be, still have a thing for Andre or want that old thing back. But I'm just, girl, go. God said go. Okay? God said go.
And can we not have Derek go back to her again? They had Derek go back to her and say the same things 3 times in 2 weeks. Why are you embarrassing this guy this way?
I don't know, because I was over that too. I said, if y'all don't get this man off my screen for the 50th and Jan, I'm skipping ahead, but Jan, Derek, go back again. Why?
Right. And then he listens to her. He said, listen, and then he got to come back. She didn't choose me. You mean for the 3rd time?
Right.
She has to tell you.
How many times does it take?
Because I was liking Derek with Shanice, but now I'm back to not liking him because what the fuck is wrong with you? Why you go back?
Not what's wrong with you. You are hilarious. Ashley is a nut. She don't know what she wants. I agree. She's easier to conquer. And for Danny, and for Andre, Danny is the chase. I absolutely agree. And I think that's why they're better fit together because like Danny said, but even that whole conversation with Pamela when she was like, oh, I just don't want her to get hurt. I was like, Danny, you a whole grown woman. And then when she was like asking for information about her, I said, that little girl probably ate dinner at your house at least twice a week. What you mean you don't know her?
Right.
Like I said, I'm over it. I'm over this whole throuple situation that we got going on.
So I think the whole internet and everybody watching is over it because last week I think they spent 3 episodes on Andre and Danny and the ratings went down.
Oh wow, okay.
So if Beyond the Gates knows what they're doing, they need to pay attention to what's happening because nobody likes these people. It's the storyline. Because when Danny was talking to Naomi, I was fine because she was giving, it was a best friend. I was actually shocked. We're going into another subject, but I was actually shocked that she told Naomi the truth because she hasn't been sharing with Naomi.
Right.
Actually, Naomi doesn't know that Ashley went on a date with Andre. She doesn't know.
Right.
She just found out about her mother and Andre at the concert because nobody told her. Even though everybody in the family knew about Danny and Andre.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is the person who has all the pieces to put it together, but nobody's giving her an opportunity because all of the people aren't telling Naomi. And Ashley is supposed to be her friend.
Yeah. Because I think that, I don't know how she would feel about it, but I think she would tell her, like, girl, you know he's smashing my mama, right? This is messy. Because remember, she was the one that felt a way about it at the show.
Right. And she was like, oh my goodness, he's our cousin, sort of.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know what y'all small town people is doing, but this is not what we normally do. No, we don't date cousins.
Right. Which I think was a portion of the audience saying that.
Right.
And so she did represent a portion of the audience, which I thought was very nice. That because if you listen to people on the internet, some people are saying that, some people are saying differently. And so I thought that was good that they threw that piece in because there are people saying that. However, Ashley, Naomi is being a friend by trying to keep her with her boyfriend. She's trying to advise Derek because she thought Ashley wanted Derek. She doesn't know Ashley has feelings for someone else because Ashley hasn't bothered to tell her.
I think it's only because it's her cousin. Or whatever he is to her. I think
Ashley secretly felt bad that she had feelings for Andre because it was too close to the time that she was with Derek. And so if everything that I'm saying is that I love Derek, then immediately after I tell you I have feelings for Andre, then you're gonna look at me sideways because Derek is your husband's best friend, and you're gonna say, well, was this going on at the same time? Which is the same thing Derek is doing, adding up the puzzle.
True. Good point. And hey, Corey, I saw you come in. Hey, boo, you're not late. We just got over reunion stuff, and now we
got 25 watching. You go ahead now.
Look, thank you. So now let's get into. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know what got in the door this week or last week. But I guess they watching and they listening because damn it, Doug, I don't know why he had to go 10 toes down with Ted because Ted ain't do nothing to him. But he done called Ted out, said, what you not gonna do is tell me about my performance when you're a terrible husband and you about to get.
Oh my God. I was like, holy cow. I was laughing and shocked at the same time.
Damn, Doug. For you to feel like that. I mean, the way I ain't never seen that. I was like, damn.
That was so good.
That was like for the first time, that was an actual scene I enjoyed, Doug.
Right. That was
so good. Look, Nitra said, I like Crash Out, Doug.
Oh my God.
Doug grew some balls, right, Cleo? Look, La Queen said, yeah, I was here for Doug. I was like, what is going on? And he basically gave Ted the business and said, you know what? I quit.
I was like, are you seriously doing this? I was talking to my television. I think I watched it live and I was like, Doug, don't do it.
Right. I was like, Doug, don't do
What are
it.
you
Please
doing?
don't do it.
Like, I don't think you're thinking properly.
But he said, nah, I'm done with this. He said, if you ain't going to appreciate me and for my hands and the magic that I work, well, then you know what? I'm gone. Good riddance.
Right.
Walk the hell out. And then got on the phone and called Vanessa and said, oh, guess what? I quit my job. So you make sure you enjoy it. Keep that money coming. I'm going to need it. And I said, what gotten into you, sir?
I was like, what? I'm a hustler.
I said, but now, so it's so funny. I like this, Doug, but as we get further into the week, I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, Doug, stop. This whole little plan.
Because the words he was saying was like, yeah, I'm a punk, but I'm a punk. I'm a punk over here, but I'm gonna do my thing over here. Like, what? No.
Right. Look, Doug needs to crash out on that man that's sleeping with his wife. Right.
Hello.
Right. It's a little overdue for me, but I'll take it. So then we get into Vanessa, who's lying to Nicole, because Nicole walks up when she was, I guess, with her accountant. And I'm wondering how they're gonna work this out because the money is funny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really wondering how this is going to play out and how they going to cover it.
He seems very straight-laced. And so I am. And they didn't have that conversation. Like she said, people are looking or whatever, but they didn't go further in that because they were so stuck on Doug making his threats or whatever. So I do want to know what's going to happen with that, with the accountant looking at you. See, I think this is giving us feeds into a future story because Doug is showing that while he wants to do something about the situation that he got himself into, he got both of them into, he still wants to protect Vanessa.
Yeah, and I did think this was a sweet moment that they were like, even though we not with each other right now,
I'm not gonna let somebody.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. I did think that was that type of loyalty, even though I think it's weird.
Right.
I was like, I get it, and I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that.
Exactly, and so, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. Like, is this gonna be how they reconnect eventually? Because I don't understand how Vanessa all of a sudden turns around and is attracted to Doug again when she's doing and Doug, you can't rebuild this. I don't, you will never look like a man to me when you are with Vanessa because of what you allow her to do to you. And so
I agree.
I don't know that they know that the audience is not digging this. And like, I don't know what their end goal is, but if the end goal is this will eventually bring them back together and make them both realize what they mean to each other and that the fires are still burning. I don't get the fire still burning, and I actually want Doug far away from Vanessa. I like Vanessa. I don't want Vanessa in jail. Right. I don't want these two together because she is immense.
Oh, she's toxic. She's toxic as fuck.
Yeah.
She's real toxic. But to your point, I agree with you. I noticed that as we kept going throughout the week, they kept kind of like looking out for each other, and I'll get into Doug's piece later, but to your point, it almost did seem like they're trying to make them, come back to each other. And I said, there is no way.
It's like they're giving us a smidget of kindness and what the connection is between them and that they won't betray each other. But I'm sorry, having sex with somebody is right. I'm sorry, I don't know what you think betraying marriage is, but this is betrayal.
This is betrayal. But I guess you know what? It also might be he might feel so indebted to her because, again, she's the one that pretty much is going to probably save him, or did save him from the situation with Joe if he would just sit down somewhere. So I don't know. But I'm not feeling a reconciliation here. I don't. Right. I'm not here for that storyline. Cleo said Doug is fixing to be at the house husband, spending all of Vanessa's money. Doug I honestly think they're about to write him into a drunk. I think that's about to be his next addiction. Being honest with you.
Not because we can barely deal with the trouble he got us into now. Us. Where am us? I'm not living with him and Vanessa. Where did us come from?
Right.
Why did I drag myself into their marriage?
Right. Kamara said, I never understood why Vanessa felt the need to become a hoe. Seriously, she has degraded herself and embarrassed her husband. Doug never looked at another woman. Well,
yes, and he seemingly still is not. Like, he's still like, even when he talks to her, he makes references to people cheating on their spouses. Honey, this is you. That's her.
What do we always say? Right message, wrong messenger. Yeah, because when he said that, I was like, ain't your wife? Okay, let me mind my business.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to Doug. He cheats on his wife. I'm going to listen to Ted. He done cheating on his wife. He's a cheater. As you talk to your cheater.
Right. So yeah, Nicole Vanessa ain't telling her the whole truth.
Right, she does.
She asked her what's up. Of course, Vanessa lied because that's just what she do. But Nicole knows what's up.
Yes.
So then we move on to Ashley and Jan. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this quick and least painful as possible. All right. So she sit down with her mama, and Jan is trying to tell her, "Look, girl, he's just trying to get in your drawers. Be careful, be careful." But I didn't even realize I didn't have the background up, but that's okay. So she basically tell her, look, girl, you need to be careful because Andre just trying to get in your drawers. And Ashley's like, but what if that's when we were talking about the whole traveling nurse situation and whatever. Now she wants to explore and see new things and do all of these things. And her mama tell her, you sound real stupid. Basically, you sound real stupid, little girl.
This was very true to a parent.
Yes. She was like, look, I understand you got hopes and dreams. I did too. But what you're not going to do is chase a man around the world. Because what happens when he decides he want to drop you and do something else? And I said, well, valid points. Very valid points. And M. Child said, in my opinion, Doug knows his wife is a trollop, but Joey appears to be in her head and has her heart. And that's the problem. Yep. No, because I do think that Doug, because he knew I feel like Doug knew she was smashing Diego.
Yeah,
I absolutely think he did. But yeah, so as far as don't nobody care about Ashley. All right, let's move on. So then we see Derek and Jacob, and this is a I told you so moment because Derek's all upset. He's like, oh my God, Ashley, broke my heart, left me in pieces, and it's like, well, Ninja, I told you so.
Right.
I told you it was Andre the whole time, and that's who you need to be wary of. But the fact that he kept popping up. And he was always somewhere Ashley should have been a hint, but you didn't want to listen. And, Derek feels stupid. And that was pretty much that. I ain't got nothing else to add for that. Then let's get into this lying heifer who trips and conveniently falls over.
Oh, my God.
On the floor onto her stomach.
Flat.
Okay? Flat. Her flat stomach. Because of all the Pilates that she does.
Yes, because she was not showing a bit. And when Bill said that, I was like, hello, Wolf.
Okay. I was like, yeah, Bill. I'm glad that you're finally getting hip. But anyway, so of course.
No show, no nothing.
So of course, Bill's like, yeah, we need to go ahead and go to the doctor, get you checked out, girl. Because, you might have hurt something, baby. Something might be wrong with the baby. This is how I knew I already knew she was lying.
Right.
Well, I'm fine. I'll be okay. I don't need to go. And I said, I was literally getting irritated just watching her. Because at this point, we know it's a lie. So I'm like, what are we doing? But Bill insists, no, we gonna go. We gonna go. And I was like, oh, you about to get found out. But, she don't get found out just yet. She's still not found out, but we don't discover what we discover just yet. And then we do see Carlton. He meets up with Nicole at the country club for breakfast, lunch, whatever.
That was a pleasant surprise.
No, I think that was planned.
So it was a pleasant surprise because the audience didn't know that was going to happen.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Because they didn't make plans at the concert, and he was trying to get in with her. And the previous day, we just left with him trying to get time with her, and he didn't get time with her. So the next morning, when they show the scene and they're at breakfast together, that was a pleasant surprise that he finally caught up with her and was like, "Let's see each other tomorrow."
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. And so they synced each other, and it was cute. And I loved it. And they were kikiing, and he was making her laugh and just being real deep in something we can't really get out of Ted. Let's just be honest. We ain't got that out of Ted yet, and we need it. So, yeah. And of course, who comes and interrupts? Tiny Ted. Just CBing. And I think y'all know what I mean by CB. He was really CBing, okay? And I was mad, and he was like, "Well, yeah, Nicole, I'm sorry that I ain't come to your mama's show. And I heard Leslie was there, and I hope she didn't cause too much trouble." And this is what Elaine was talking about. Boy, if you don't get out of my face. And I love when she was like, "Well, don't worry about it, because Carlton was there to handle it." And I said, "That's right. Hello, that's right. Let them know. Let them know somebody's already doing your job, ready to take your place. Play with it if you want to."
Because he's so arrogant, he thinks it can't happen.
Right, fact.
He is so arrogant. She needs me. Only I can help. Nicole, you. This is not about you. You know what this is about? Me. This breakfast, me. You know what Carlton told me? Me. Hello.
Right.
You continue to go ahead and look after your long lost child and her fanatical mother. Go ahead. Because she still don't know about the money. So I wonder if she's going to find out about the money, and that's what pushes her over. But
I think we already predicted that right. That's what's going to happen. She going to find out about that money, and then that's when she going to serve him with them papers. So that if that's the case, then that's going to happen this week, I feel.
Well, yeah, we saw his reaction to the papers. So,
that came. I didn't watch today yet. So if that's what happened,
that's in the preview.
Yeah. I did see the preview. Okay. I was like, damn, did they already do that on the Monday?
No, they didn't, but they showed it in the preview, so we know it's coming.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they did. So then after they meet up, we get into Vanessa and Joey and they little love thing. And, basically he threatened her and say, keep your husband in check. Oh, and by the way, I got his car bugged. So basically tell him watch his back. Play with it if you want to. And you can FAFO.
Yeah.
And so Vanessa's like, no, don't do that, and trying to talk him off the ledge or whatever. And sweet talk him and sex him, and because that's what her
that's
Joey
all I got, yeah.
And then but she does tell him, look, the IRS is in my business, or they about to be in my business. So can we make it so they ain't in my business? And yeah, she was like, Joey, we need to slow the money down that you running through my company.
But he didn't agree with that.
I was gonna say he never agreed to that
resolution. Yeah.
Lauren said the new Ted is so dumb. Leslie's going to tell her about the money as soon as she gets a chance. Oh, absolutely, Lauren. That's going to happen. She's going to live for that. That's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Hands down. So then I'm not going to do this Andre Ashley kiss. It was what it was. And she's childish, y'all. I can't even see her in a relationship because of how childish she is. That's why I said I need them to make her leave and go off and kind of mature and grow up a little bit, and then I might actually believe. It's not even anything. Well, I don't care for her, no seasoning, but still I think I would at least somewhat believe in the storyline and the relationship a little bit more. But she just is so childish to me that it doesn't work. It's like what Danny said. She's like sweet and pure, and I was like, right, she's boring. I don't understand what he sees in her, and she's a little neurotic, and it's I don't know. But anyway, we can move on. Episode 106. So then we see Danny again doing the same thing that irritated me last episode. Now she's talking to Pam, trying to get information about Ashley. And I was like, Danny, what are we doing? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is when I guess Andre at this point is with Ashley and has decided that he needs to go have a real conversation with Danny because he wants somewhere to be, lay his roots deep. And I was like, girl, if that ain't that man telling you he want to smash you, I don't know what. He
Right.
said he said he wanted to lay it deep, girl. I'm gonna be quiet on that note. But anyway, and so then we know Haley then made the secret phone call. We figure out it's Randy, aka what's his name, Sammy. We gonna start calling him Two Piece and a Pepper because he getting like what's the name with all these aliases. All right,
Right.
so Two Piece and a Pepper is on the other line, but we don't know that yet. And she's basically like, "Oh, I need you to help me." Okay, so now I gotta ask the audience and Elaine a real question. Do y'all really think that girl, I mean, miscarried? Like miscarried?
No.
Because where did the blood come from?
There was no baby. Also, the way it happened, blood is everywhere. What the hell are you doing in the bathroom? Will you come out with blood all over your hands? What? No, that's not how I've had a miscarriage. That's not how.
No, and I know that's why I was like, look,
And
Lori,
I fell on my belly. Let me go to Uptowns. No, this was a plot. She wanted to make it seem like she went to find Danny because she went over to their table.
Right.
She's not paying any attention to you.
She really wasn't. Haley was buzzing like a fly, and Danny didn't give a damn. And here come Haley.
And you go over to their table and pick a
Right.
fight with her. Like the way she went after, you're old, you're this, you're that. What? And I love the way her and Pam was like, "Oh, isn't that cute?" Like everybody
I loved it.
Friend like that because let's play with this trick.
I loved it. I was like, it was the allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho A H to the O-E, because that's what it was given. Okay, you're a whore. Okay, we know who you are, and nobody wants to look. Said Tree, she did not miscarry. Where the blood's running down her legs into her shoes, trailing behind her. I agree. I'm just for us that have witnessed or just been in that situation, right? I'm trying to figure out where's the blood coming from. That's all, because I know. Do I believe
the blood came from the same place it came from when
I put it on my head?
Got shot.
Oh, okay. Blatant Truth said Danny should have gone to the bathroom. I actually think she played it well, because if Danny would have went to the bathroom, the only thing, that, and she would have been like, "Oh, she did something to me," and that, like she would have found a way to blame it on her, because she was already trying to do that, but everybody saw that Danny did not lay a hand on her. Nitra said, "I wonder how many places Haley went looking for Danny before she found her uptown." You stupid, Nitra. She only had to go two. She only had to go to two.
That's true. I think that's absolutely true.
But that's true. I do think she hunted her down. Kamara said, "I think Randy supplied Haley with the blood pack." Oh, thank you. See, thank you, Kamara. See, virtual co-host, I appreciate y'all. Remember, Haley called Randy for help earlier. Haley set Danny up. Okay.
She tried.
Corey said, "I wonder why the producers created the character." I don't know why they created Ashley, but I guess, look, the remix is crazy. Bars. I'm telling you, Lauren. Blatant said, after she left, okay, but she was distraught by then. Cleo said, "I hope someone took a video and it goes viral." So basically she's trying to blame it on Danny or whatever.
And it didn't work. I like that it didn't work.
It didn't. And Danny was like, "Girl, I am not." And so then Pam is like, "Well, girl, you're going to feel real bad that this is true." And then, of course, we get Two Piece and a Pepper, Sammy, Randy, whatever you want to call him. Why did I read somewhere on Facebook that people were speculating that that's her baby daddy? I seen something like that on Facebook where people are speculating that
Because they're wondering what the relationship is between Haley and Randy. First of all, Randy is saying his name is Sammy.
Sammy, Randy, whoever. Yeah.
Randy?
Two-piece and a pepper.
It's very suspicious that you showed up out the blue. We know who you are, and nobody else does, but Haley knows you and you both were in town. No, that's not reasonable. And so all that Randy talks about is his baby mother.
That's true. That's true. That's all he does talk about.
Mother, family member. And so people are thinking, well, remember he keeps mentioning his baby mother. What if she's the baby's mother?
I don't know.
Not because these are the only people these people have mentioned. Now, Hallie has never mentioned anyone. But the fact that when she needs help, she's been on the phone secretly to people saying, are you okay? I need your help because you do this for me. And then all of a sudden, when we know she needs some help, Randy shows up.
And wasn't he supposed to be in hiding?
Who is Randy? So the question is, who is Randy to Haley? It's not a foreign jump to go, well, maybe that's the baby mother. Also, it's not a big jump to go, maybe they're siblings, and because she needed to call somebody who she can count on. In this whole story of her being married, would your baby daddy do it? Or is this someone who's a closer relation, like a sibling or what have you? I think the speculations are out there because we want to know the relationship.
Gotcha. My only thing is, I just couldn't think, and because I almost feel like it's the twins theory, right? It's almost like, well, how could she be the baby mother, but she never has the kid? Because Randy is, remember, the kid was always, when Randy said, oh, my baby mother and my child, like, so it gave you the thought process that the kid is always with the mother. So I was like, how would that be possible if Haley's always with Bill in his office screwing him, not working?
But he only used it when he needed to get out of trouble with something, to say, oh, no, don't hurt my baby and child, or I got to get back to my baby and child. He didn't use it like they were present in his life.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know. I just thought it was very interesting. I was like, okay, where are people pulling this from?
And Haley, one of the phone calls she made that was secret was like, are you okay? Or do you need anything? That didn't sound like her talking to him. That sounded like her talking to check on somebody who may have a baby. That's a pun for the thought.
Oh.
Right? When it happened, I didn't think that. But now that we see them, and she brought him into her house with Bill. So listen, he could be the baby daddy, and then that's what Bill deserves, right? That she would do this to Bill.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, and it would be just desserts, wouldn't it?
Karma I would love that. I would love that karma. And you know what? I'm actually starting to see it for Bill. But I wouldn't be mad if Karma spun the block and said, nah, you got to get it. You got it. You don't get away scot-free. Because I do believe this narrative of I don't know if you noticed, but they kept saying like, oh, Naomi was like, oh, my parents aren't getting back together. That's far from. And I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah. But we still keep getting glimpses.
Right. I don't know, Kamara, if Bill is sterile. Heard the theory that he might be, and yeah, then that means Haley obviously wouldn't have, clearly, but again, we already know.
I think it's more likely that she doesn't want to have children and she's planning to not have children, but she wanted to do this because she saw that he was being pulled back into Danny's web.
Cleo said, if Haley and Randy are siblings, why hasn't Doug asked about his sister since they grew up together? Oh, good. That's a good thought, Cleo. I like that. That is a very good thought. Blatant Truth said, I went back and looked at the episode when Sammy, Randy, two-piece, was talking to Joey and told him he had not had sex in a while. Could that be because Haley, his girl, is over there scheming with Bill? So you think they both scammers? Is that what it's giving, Blatant Truth?
That they both game.
So they playing a long game. What do they say? It's chess, not checkers. Okay. Maybe that's what they're doing. Naomi don't have a clue what's going on. Her mama want Bill. Right. And I think Bill still want her mama.
Mm-hmm.
So correct. I got the impression they didn't know each other. The scene didn't continue. Well, next we see Haley is home. True, but I definitely think, I don't know. I think it was just too convenient, correct? Like I
that
definitely
you would say that stranger over there is who I want to go to.
no, right. It was just weird. Like, will you help me? And just put, yeah, it was weird. The random man in the back, because I think somebody said it earlier. Why would you have a random man take you versus M-Child versus finding another woman, even if it wasn't Danny? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there was a woman standing there in a waitress uniform. There was a bunch of people standing around her. And she was like, him, I want him. And why is Randy using a different name?
What'd you say? Why is Randy using a different name?
Yes, I think that's what tells us that this is not on the up and up.
Okay. Oh, so look, Bladen said they both out here scamming. If they shown the audience Randy and Haley knew each other, I would go with it. Nah, I don't think Haley is Randy's baby mama. Sorry, that's far-fetched. We know Randy has a son. Okay. No, but I knew that. That's why I was like, well, where is the baby? Who keeping the baby? But that's what some people were saying, girl. And I was like, well,
I think we also need to keep in mind that this just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Bill got a divorce like weeks before the first episode in February.
That's true.
And while on the show we've had 6 months, I don't know that 6 months has passed now. So I don't know how much time has passed, but a year ago he was still married to Danny.
Right.
In the show's timeline.
Hmm.
So I think we need to just figure that we don't know everything we need to know about Haley because she plotted, she got him to divorce his wife, all in this short period of time.
Yeah, that's why I was just about to say that. Somebody said that they absolutely think they're grifters.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see that. It was Kamara. She said, I would love to know what they were talking about before Bill walked in. Mm. Mm-hmm. And then Bladen Truth said the streets say that he's an undercover.
Wow.
Bobby Wobby says, exactly, the show needs a timeline bad. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, welcome. So then let's move on. Shanice checks Derek, lets him know, hey, oh, I'm sorry. Let me not skip over this. I did love this scene. Bill and Naomi. I thought it was dope. Naomi came over to confront her father about his involvement in the situation with Martin and the whole unaliving. And he admits, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. That's why I said I'm starting to really like Bill.
Right.
He's 10 toes down. I'm gonna do what I need to do to protect my family.
Right, and I don't have a problem with this.
And I don't have a problem with it. And so he was like, look, I know we taught y'all to live a certain way and y'all was sheltered as hell. He's like, but no. He's like, and that's a good thing. That means me and Danny did our job. But in real life, sometimes goes down. And it don't be the way you want it to, but it has to be handled. And I was like, I'm with you, Bill. And so eventually Naomi couldn't say nothing, but you could tell she was annoyed when he started going into this, oh, I love my family so much, and this baby, and then shows her the Google sonogram that Haley gave him.
Yes.
And so, yeah, she was annoyed by that. And then he was like, well, I wish y'all could be friends again. And I know that, it's because of you. And I said, wrong road, Bill. Mm-hmm. You were getting somewhere with your daughter. And then you had to remind her
now you throw this out
that she is the reason why you even met this heifer.
Right. Wrong.
Completely wrong. I said, this man is not good with his words at all. I don't know how he bagged Danny. I do not know. Because Bill does not know how to be about himself at all.
Because this is what happens with an old player. I could use my...
you said this would happen with an old school player.
So whatever he used 30 years ago with Danny, he thought he could still do the same thing.
But really, he's getting played because we know Haley's up to something.
Because he think he an old player. I got it. Right. I'm the fixer. I got it. And ain't nobody gonna take advantage of me while somebody taking full advantage of you.
Right. And so Nitra said it's been at least 6 months when Haley had the first almost fake miscarriage. Danny said something to Haley like, it's only been 6 months and you're insecure already. Great point, Nitra. Great point. And that was in, I want to say that was like April, May that happened.
No, that was May, June.
It was May, June. Okay. I feel like I was on vacation.
She went to her house and got the first miscarriage scare. That was in June.
Okay. Was it June? I feel like I was in, it might have been end of May, June, because I feel like I was in Costa Rica when that happened. Because I feel like I remember watching it and be like, damn, I want to go. Kamara said, Bill is my man. Doug needs to learn some things from Bill. Yes, he does. And Naomi knows her daddy loves his children. Yeah, absolutely. So then, yeah, let's move on. She leaves and then she actually ends up going over to Ashley's house. And Ashley is being typical Ashley. And it's like, I called you and left you this lengthy voicemail, but hey, girl, I don't want to talk about me. Let's talk about you. So Naomi's like, cool. My daddy get on my nerves. He's still anxious. Okay, but he my daddy and I love him. And then that's when Ashley kind of tells her, well, something is going on. Something ain't right with this whole pregnancy situation.
I was so happy that Ashley wound up telling her.
I was too. Because I thought she was gonna stay strong.
She was gonna flake out, yeah.
But I do love the way Naomi flipped it. Like, well, just tell me like you tell about any other patients. Right. Just leave out names. And so I was like, okay, smart. Right.
I mean, and
right. And so once she started running down the information for Naomi, I was like, you better. And Naomi was like, okay, well, now I'm about to go over there myself and go talk to Haley and see what the hell is going on. And then we basically do see Shanice and Derek. And Shanice basically tells Derek, I ain't with playing these games no more, okay? I felt inspired by the articulates. And what she say, I ain't trying to be nobody's crumbs on their plate. I'm trying to be the whole meal. I said,
I loved it.
Yes, Shanice. That's right. So Derek apologizes and he's like, cool. And I guess they agree they're going to be friends, but I feel like they really like each other.
Right. I think they like each other and it comes from a place of mutual respect, which is different than just, I want to like her and use her.
Right.
And I think we needed to see that because the conversation, I think, disturbed a lot of people when they were like, well, I can help you get your girl back. And are you willing to? And we're not comfortable with using Shanice, who is this glorious Black woman, who is way better than everybody at the hospital, including Ted and Doug, being some side piece to this disaster of a reconnection again when she's told you 3 times already, go away. Like, right. I don't think the audience is comfortable with this.
Nope. I agree. And I was happy to see them shut it down. And I was like, unless this is going to be, but I actually think they are going to put them together. I think that they naturally, now that Ashley keeps turning this man down, I think that eventually he's going to get smart.
He's going to go away now. He's going to be like, I get it. I'm not thinking.
Right.
And so I need to really.
He going to go run his little triathlon or whatever he going to do. And then he going, get it together, and then he's gonna start looking at Shanice a little bit differently outside of.
And then we talk about the fact that Derek is so much bigger than Andre. Did you see him when they were in Orphe Jeans? And he was standing there. Andre's like, "Hey, what? Ooh!" And Derek was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude."
Right. He was like, he absolutely could whoop your ass. You know what?
Yeah.
I might not have as much money as you, but I can whoop your ass. Kamara said, is Bill really in love with Haley? I think it's just lust. They have a lot of sex. Bill loves his ex-wife. He absolutely does. Absolutely does. And I definitely think it's just lust.
This is Bill's midlife crisis. This is Bill's
that's exactly what it is. It's his midlife crisis.
But Danny said that. Danny said, I thought you were going through a midlife crisis, and I thought I would just continue to be there for you until you were ready to get out of it.
I agree. I want to see Shanice with Andre. Shanice and Andre both want something real. That's what I'm now. Hold on. Let me think about this. I like Shanice, but I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I think I have a bias. I do. I do think I have a bias to Danny. Like, if you've been here before, you know
Mhm.
that's my character. If I had to pick anybody to be on the show, it would be Danny. So, well, actually, outside of Kat, no, because she dealing with Tomas. I'd rather be Danny. I'd rather be
Right.
Danny. I'd rather be grown. I've learned my life lessons.
Right.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to be a Toys R Us kid. Okay. Um, so Cleo said, Bill, Elon, and Derek are the tallest men on the show. Ooh, getting into Elon. Ooh, matter of fact, let's jump into episode 107, all right? Because y'all know I love me some Elon over here. Where you at, Blatant Truth? So anyway,
Yes, indeed.
Elon and Joey, they sitting here having a conversation. He's like, I know you heard about the body in the park. And Joey's like, oh, really? Well, I ain't know nothing about it. And he was like, well, yeah, you do know about it. Don't try playing my face. And so finally he was like, all right, well, yeah, but what you gonna do about it? You involved too. And he was like, well, I'm just here to let you know that the case is closed. And so he was like, oh, okay, well, that helps you too. Like, what you're not gonna do is get me to feel guilty when you involved, my dude. And so Elon's like, cool. And of course, Deputy Do Good. I need to get me a mixer board so I have my sounds ready to go. But anyway, Deputy Do Good shows up ready to do good and hold his daddy accountable. Okay. And let me tell y'all, the way Elon read this boy down was everything to me. Okay. Y'all should have seen my face. I was like, it's about time. I loved it. I loved everything about that scene. I love when Elon was like, oh, so you supposed to be so pertinent. Everybody else got to be, on the stand on the line, but you can let Danny go and Nicole. I said, you better, Elon. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Oh, that was one of my favorite scenes out of everything last week. That was when, and Jacob sitting up there like,
yeah.
And then he's like, and by the way, my ninja, you on death duty.
Because Jacob didn't have nowhere to go, right? He was absolutely right.
Right, Blatant Truth. Right. That was my favorite thing. Oh my God. It was giving. I don't know what's his name for real, but he acted his ass off. I loved it. And poor little Jacob was sitting there looking like, Deputy Do Good was like, so I didn't do good. It was so sad.
Right, he looked like he was having a temper tantrum.
He really was. Blatant Truth said he was strong and sexy while putting. Yes, he was, girl. I was like, yes, everything about it. Cleo said it was so hilarious watching Jacob looking up at Elon like, I'm sorry, Dad. I said, that's right. Nietzsche said, I'm happy someone finally put Jacob in his place. Right. I am too. So yeah, that was amazing. Definitely probably one of the best scenes of throughout the whole week. Then we see Vanessa go warn Doug that, oh, Joey got to put the bug in your car, so you need to be quiet and stop doing what you're doing. Yeah, I think we touched on that. Then Danny calls Bill to let him know, hey, Haley had the miscarriage, and so don't get on the plane, and you should go see her. And that's when conveniently Sammy, Randy, two-piece, walks back in and says, hey, and so she's like, how's she doing? And he's like, oh, well, I just dropped her off at the hospital. And she's like, nigga, you just left her? Like, you put her in your car and you just left her? And I was like, well, he didn't know her.
Right.
Supposedly. So what he was like, and actually I came back because she left her phone here. So I came over here to get the phone. And she was like, well, I recognize you from somewhere. And he's like, no, you don't. I got a recognizable face. You don't know me.
Because remember, her and Pam was in the casino. Remember that
right.
night?
Look, he said you might see me in the streets, but shawty, you don't know me. Okay. So then Naomi shows up and sees Haley sitting on the couch in pajamas. Just sitting there.
Completely ridiculous.
Ain't got no tears for us. I mean, we know she bad at giving us
Danny ain't leave the restaurant, but she at home in pajamas.
Right. So, that's my only, yes, you sitting on the couch. If this really, I would just think we would be really distraught but she just sitting there. And I said, well, maybe production said, we know she's not that good at crying. So we just gonna make her sit there solemnly. Can you
But
give
they
us?
don't even have Bill when he shows up go, how did they release you so soon from the hospital?
And I'll tell you from somebody that's been in that space, it can be quick, but it's not that quick. It's
No.
not that quick because yes, there is a point where there's nothing they can do. If
Right.
it's gonna do what it's gonna do, it's gonna do it. But they're not just going to really. They're gonna check
They
you up
do
and down.
check you to see if there's
Yeah,
any issues with
right. If there's anything left over, yeah,
Right. You
absolutely.
don't
So
just release you and be like, go home and take care of it. You do the
right.
rest.
Hey, DeMarcus. And no, I did watch the Going Back to Cali, and it's still not better than Biggie, so that's done. But love you, mean it. So yeah, it was a whole conversation for last night's live. Anyway, Kamara said Elon trying to teach the boy in life there are shades of gray. Elon was preaching and looking good doing it. Wasn't it?
And he made sense about it. Like, you want to act like you are this stand-up person all the time, and you don't know what's going on because these aren't your cases. Now, I know Elon is not fully telling the truth.
Right.
But you can't be Deputy Do-Good while you make determinations of what you want to do good about.
That part.
Because he's the person that told Ted, you don't have to say anything against your wife. And then Ted said, well, I'm not going to incriminate my wife.
Okay. Right. Cleo said, I was surprised Haley wasn't sitting there sipping champagne for a job well done. I mean, that you couldn't, if it would have been on the floor, maybe we just didn't see it next to her. But she just sitting there, and so Naomi's like, girl, I heard you didn't have a sonogram, so why you lying?
I was here for that, but I wanted her to go further.
Right. And so of course, then conveniently Bill walks in and interrupts. And I was just like, I just wish Bill had more questions. I wish Bill would have made her get up and take her to the hospital. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just too cool to be like, okay, let me just go get you some tea. And I'm just, and even.
But if he doesn't know how a miscarriage works, you don't know. So
that's
got to be somebody else connecting the dots. I was more disappointed that Naomi agreed not to tell Bill.
Yeah, I was really upset with that. And speaking of that, I guess one nugget we forgot to mention that they let us know, because y'all know I've been pushing for Naomi to have a baby. Naomi said she don't want no kids.
Yeah.
Naomi made that very clear to us this week. Her and Jacob are not reproducing. Not from them. We're not.
Yes, I thought she said that, but I thought that was portend to her getting pregnant at some point. I know everybody.
Oh, no. That's what I think they're doing.
Think that's gonna portend to something
that she's gonna, because they have a lot. I mean, granted, she may be on, all the things, but
hello, none of the things.
Right, things happen, girl. Kamara said Haley should have been getting a DNC, and they hold you for a while before they. Absolutely, she wouldn't have been at home that fast. Bill did seem to notice. Yeah, he did notice that she was home super fast, but that's why I said I wish they would have went further. But again, it's almost like with the pregnancy, he just folds, and I just hate that. But so, and then we basically get this whole back at Orphe Jeans, Doug and Sammy, Randy, 2-Piece and a Pepper. They decide that they are gonna, or Doug has his plan to take Joey down, but he's not gonna do it by the money laundering because he doesn't want Vanessa caught up in it. So he's decided that they gonna do it for the unaliving, basically the body in the park.
Dumb and Dumber.
And I said, we know Randy ain't good at this. No, hi Randy, hi Sammy. We know you're not good at this.
Right.
Don't get offended. So I'm just saying. But yeah, no. And then basically we jump over to Friday's episode 108. And it's pretty much Danny crying to Andre about what happened with Haley. And he basically tells her it's not your fault. Like you didn't touch that girl. One thing you did, all you used was some words. And she came looking around the neighborhood to the 2 restaurants for you. So what you feeling guilty for? And so she's like, okay. And she want to do it and do the nasty. And Andre's like, well, I don't think that's the best idea because you're vulnerable right
He
now.
only said that after Ashley knocked on the door, after he heard the door, because he was all with it until he
right. Thank you for mentioning that, Elaine. That was a very good point. He was all with it.
He would have went all with it if it wasn't for the swish of the door.
Right. And I don't, like I said, I'm not here for that whole Ashley Andre thing. So I don't even know why we playing. And I'm actually happy that Ashley saw it. Real talk.
Me too. Oh my goodness, yes.
Twitter and maybe that y'all, maybe this can be our send-off. I'm telling you, it's not just me, y'all. Twitter wants this, okay? Maybe this will be Ashley's reason to get on a plane and go do some travel nursing. I'm with it. I'm just saying.
Oh, do this Romeo and Juliet thing. Now it's forbidden.
So can we talk about when is Lil Richie? I know that's not his real name. I can't think of his real name right now. Let me think.
Right.
Brighton. When is Brighton coming? Because I won't see him.
He comes today. You got to see today.
Okay. Oh, Devin comes today. Okay. Today. I'm gonna drop y'all probably gonna get it early tomorrow or something. But okay, but he's a Hamilton, right?
He is no. He's related to Neil from Young and the Restless. Remember Neil?
Yeah, but they said I thought they were introducing him as Devin.
He is who he is on Young and the Restless, but he came over to Beyond the Gates to try to. Now I'm going to tell you the story.
No, I gotta watch it anyway because I gotta recap it. So it's fine. I'm not one of those.
A record deal because he owns a record company as well in Young and the Restless, and so they actually talk about Neil in this episode. Anita and Vernon, which is very poignant and wonderful and a tribute.
Because I was going to say, because didn't Neil pass away?
Yes, he died. Yeah. He died a couple of years ago. So, I love that they paid tribute to him and didn't forget him, even in another soap, because Devin is related to him. Devin is a Winters. He's married to one of the Newmans, so he's clearly not leaving Young and the Restless.
He can leave General City or whatever the hell.
But when you see the episode and the dynamic between him and Danny, I was like, come on now. Come on. Danny is just a freaking bomb with everyone.
Okay. I can't wait to see it because I was waiting for I said, I know he coming. He cute. So I can't wait. Gray said his last name is Hamilton.
His last name is Winter.
Okay, look, I'll go back.
Because he's related to Neil.
I'll come back and confirm, y'all, when I watch. I can't say I ain't gonna get in the middle of the tussling because I ain't watching. Okay. Did Ashley have a key to Andre's place? I don't think so. I think she just walked in because that's what people do over at Fairmont Crest. They just walk in. They don't nobody. Yeah, we all want Ashley gone so bad. Corey said, I blame the writing for some storylines or scenes. They just don't make sense or continue well. I absolutely agree with that. Maybe Bill was really distraught about the fact that Haley went this far with the lie and the grifting. Now, can we talk about how amazing his acting was? Did y'all see him actually shed a tear? Because I saw it. I synced it. When Haley was telling him that that they lost the baby. And I said, it's just so terrible. They can't get her no tears out of her. It's just so terrible. It would have been a sweet, moment, but Bill actually looked like real hurt. He is just a great actor. That's all I'm going to say. And I think that's what makes me love him even more, even if he's a villain in a way. But yeah, so Bill, Haley, and Naomi, like Elaine said earlier, Haley admits, now help me out, because I don't think I have it word for word. What was the admission? She admitted that she was faking, but I don't think I got the why. So can y'all help me out?
She faked the second ultrasound, but she said she admitted she faked it because she was afraid to really do the ultrasound because she didn't want to hear whether she lost the baby or not.
That don't make no damn sense. Hold on. That's why I didn't understand it when she said it. Hold on. Help me out, y'all. She faked So she wants us to believe that she was actually pregnant. I guess that's the part I'm having a problem with. She wants us to believe that at some point she was actually pregnant, or Naomi to believe that at some point she was actually pregnant.
Naomi doesn't know that she wasn't pregnant at all. Naomi made the accusation, is this a baby that doesn't exist? And
right.
So she says, no, the baby existed, but when there was a possibility that I thought I could lose it because of the pain, I couldn't face that the baby wasn't there anymore. And so I refused the ultrasound. But then your father wanted it, and so I faked it because I couldn't face it. Still no sense. I still don't hope that led you somewhere too.
I don't know. I was sitting there and I said, am I the only one that did not understand this explanation, or is it me?
That, especially when the audience also knows that a month prior to her faking it and giving it to giving the ultrasound to Bill, she faked it when he had his stroke and put it in a slideshow.
Right. So that's why I said, okay, so it's not just me, y'all. Okay, thank you. Look, Bladen says she checked all the way the hell out. Yes, Bill is an amazing actor. But yeah, she checked all the way the hell out, because I was like, I just can't. I can't. I said that didn't make, and I refused to rewind it to listen to it again, because I said it's not gonna make. I said I'll just wait till I talk to the people and maybe they can explain it to me.
I don't think we know if she was ever really pregnant, because she had an ultrasound done to put it in the slideshow. Remember the bootleg slideshow where it was, right, look at you looking at me inappropriately while you're married to someone else. And then look at us at our wedding, and then look at the ultrasound. That was her slideshow to cheer Bill up when he had a stroke in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And then a month later, he wants to see the ultrasound because she's had pain. She went to Danny's house and set this up. And so she knows she's not really pregnant, so she denies to have the ultrasound. So the question is, we know she wasn't pregnant then, which is why she didn't have the ultrasound. Was she pregnant before, and she lost it, or was it all a con? Was she never pregnant?
That's what's blowing me. Like, I want to believe my theory is right, and they were playing in our face this whole time, and this girl was never really pregnant. But I don't know. I'm soaked up by the lies now. I don't know what to believe. I really don't know what to believe at this point. Kamara said, "Yep, my man was crying. I wanted to hug him myself. Bill was seriously hurt. Haley went all the way around Robin's barn and back again, trying to explain the story to the man. It made no sense at all. Right." And I was just like, oh my God, I don't, you know how, who was it? Danny said, sometimes you start to tell a lie for so long, you believe it.
You believe it yourself. Yeah. You don't convince yourself that you
that is. And I was like, oh my, I was like, that's how I feel watching this. Like, I've convinced myself that this girl was never pregnant, and maybe she really was. I don't know. I was questioning my judgment for a second.
I agree with Bladen Truth. I didn't understand why Naomi would agree to not say anything either. Well, maybe not say anything in the moment because your father's emotional and you don't want to dig in your father. But why not run right over to your mother and discuss this with her, given her theories? See, this is what I don't like. Naomi is completely out of the loop. When was the last scene? This show started with Naomi and Danny being so close. And Naomi knowing her mother, everything she's going through, everything she's thinking. Naomi has not had a private conversation with her mother in such a long time. She didn't know about Andre when the whole family now knows about Andre.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know about Ashley and Andre when, again, I'm not certain who doesn't know about Ashley and Andre. Even her husband know about Ashley and Andre.
Right.
And she hasn't held a conversation with her mother to know that her mother's theory is that she's not really pregnant. That's been a long time because hospital scene when she's in the hospital with Haley and she thinks she's having an abortion, it was early July. So we've had now over a month where Naomi and Danny have not held an in-tight conversation about where you are in life. I don't think Danny knows about June.
Nope.
And so what is happening?
I agree. It's weird because you're right. She is kind of the connect. She knows a little bit of everything, but knows nothing all at the same time. And that is weird. M Chop, but she's and I know y'all. I'm sorry, y'all know what I've been saying. She's been consumed with that fucking adult that she adopted named June. That's the problem. That's why she's out of the loop. She's been too busy doing adult care. That's why.
But this is another thing. June has been introduced to Nicole, but Denny has no idea what's going on with Naomi.
Yeah. No, there is a disconnect. Naomi
has no idea that Jacob is digging into Martin stuff.
Right, because Danny would say something. She ain't got no problem saying something.
And this is a second problem with your son-in-law who has a problem with being Deputy Do-Good. And so she doesn't know all the pieces either. By the way, can we mention that Kat also doesn't know everything?
That's true.
She knows nothing about what her brother has been through. Because they keep putting her off. This is not realistic to this black family who we claim is a black family.
That's true. And like she said, any other time we all rally together when things go down and but again, Naomi has been consumed with June, how they're writing it, and Kat has been consumed with Tomas and Leslie and Eva. Because she ain't even really consumed with Tomas because she's too busy worried about Leslie and Eve. So they all consumed with something else. Jacob was consumed with Leslie, then consumed with the body and the KKK, Kenny and Smitty. So they too busy in other people's business. That's why they can't find out what's going on. That's my answer to you. That's my answer. But M Child said, whose pee stick did Haley have when she went to show Danny? I don't know.
Girl, you can get that online.
Everybody keeps saying that. It's sad to me that people would go that far. Blatant Truth said, bottom line, you would not be sitting at home chilling in your PJs after all that. Right. You probably be in the bed crying like a mother.
Curled up. Yeah, curled up.
And because it's painful. It's not
cold. Yeah.
Right.
And you need a whole pamper on. I don't know.
Right. Not a whole pamper. You stupid.
To get disgusting.
Not to make light of it, but I mean... But
if you've been there. That's not.
Yeah, I can relate.
Sit in a corner.
Right. Blatant said, didn't Ashley leave a voicemail on Naomi's phone? Yes, she did. Remember, I said she went on this whole rant, and then she got there and said, I don't want to talk about it. And I said, well, how does that make sense?
Right.
Kamara said Naomi may be trying to get as many facts as possible before putting things together with her mom. Chelsea told Naomi about their mother's theory. Okay, yes. Nitra's, I noticed during the concert episode that Naomi doesn't really hang. Oh, that's true, with her family that much. She only shows up for the big events, but outside of that, she rarely spends time with them.
See, in the beginning of the show, it was different. Remember, she was over there singing on the piano and
well, that's what Nitra said. That was her next comment. She only really makes an effort. So it's funny because I noticed Martin he has a good relationship with both of his grands, but I think what they're showing us is Naomi has that similar relationship with her grandparents. Mm-hmm. And just like us all in our culture, most of us were, I don't think they raised their grandkids, but they probably had a very big hand in child rearing.
Especially the older ones when the parents didn't really know what they were doing. And it was like, get my grandkid.
Right. And that's exactly what it sounded like. They said, let me come get my grandbaby. I ain't got time.
Yeah, because it seems like they're not as hands-on with Chelsea and Kat, although they are supportive, right?
Right, but they're not as hands-on to the younger ones. I absolutely agree.
Oh, yeah, but they act like Martin is their kid. And he's the oldest.
Look, I told y'all from experience, that is a thing with grandparents. We didn't have this conversation. I ain't gonna go down that road today, but it is a real thing, okay?
Yeah, it is.
So then basically let's move over to Jan goes to the two places that she need to go to find Derek, and she finds him at Uptown. So this is when we talked about it briefly. She's begging him to go talk to Ashley. And I was like, why are we doing this?
Right. So the scene with Ashley and her mother, I thought was real. This is ridiculous. Go get her. Go. But she already told me she don't want me. I think you just need another effort. Go. And you divorce your brain from the last two rejections that she gave you and listen to her mother.
Look, I feel like the way she was pushing, I was like, Jan, do you like, I'm starting to look at you sideways. The way you're just such a girl. I was like, do you want him for Ashley or for you, boo? Because you just pushing a little too hard for this man to be your son-in-law. It's getting creepy a little bit right now.
So
and then I ain't even gonna hold you. I did kind of cringe a little bit. Now, granted, I think they did a very good job of how they worded it, but I was just like, she don't like him because he's black. Like, literally, I was just like, he's a player. Like, yeah, he may have a bad reputation, but I don't know, something in me and the way she was delivering it, but she kept talking around. I was like, she don't like him because he's black. I may be wrong. Y'all may differ in the comments, but that was literally my first thought. I said,
that was not my first thought, but I didn't want to see it like that either. So I think maybe that's why it wasn't, because in real life that probably would have been. But I know people, and especially in New York, who feel like if you get a man who's a civil servant with benefits, and you become a civil servant with benefits, or have a trade with a skilled trade, you made it. Especially if you grew up in poverty, you made it. You're a bus driver. That's great. Right. You married a train conductor. That's great.
That's how it is here. If you work with,
they can't get any higher in their dreams.
Right.
And so someone who takes photographs is beyond the dream of a nurse, a firefighter, a police officer. These are real people in our everyday lives, and that's what I want you to get to. Because yes, pension. Lauren said someone with a pension. And so if you grew up without and struggling, you want your kid to get some benefits. You're not thinking Paris. You're thinking go to the Jersey Shore.
I'm sorry.
Go on vacation to the Jersey Shore.
You know what's so funny? Because when we were driving back from New York, I just learned about Bear Mountain, and I was like, why have you never been there?
Bear Mountain? Oh my God.
I heard that's like where the people go for the nature in New York. That's where y'all go to Bear Mountain.
It is. I ain't been since I was in school, because who the hell cares about Bear Mountain? I can't go there.
Look, as long as I don't see no bears, we good.
There are bears in Bear Mountain.
Oh well, I ain't got.
But I mean, it's so like that's like your travel, because we poll. Where we going? 2 hours away to Bear Mountain. Where you going? We gonna go to the forest of Pennsylvania.
Right, Pocono. We're gonna go to the Poconos.
We gonna go to the Pocono. Like
and legit, it's so funny.
Higher.
And look, it's so funny that you say that, because in real life, if they're in the DM, Maryland, like they say they are, they can literally, they probably don't want to do it now after that episode with KKK Kenny, but they can absolutely go over to Ocean City, Maryland, or they can go to the Delaware beaches.
I tell you, my cousin in Delaware does that, and he went over to Ocean City. And now he travels. He went to Disney, and we've been to the Bahamas and all those things. But I mean, that's like your short trip when you realize there are things outside of this area where we are. So to me, Jan feels like I didn't get to do this, and I want you to dream about Poconos. And somebody done told Ashley she could go to Paris. So if you go back to your mother and go, Ma, I don't want to go to Poconos. I want to go to Paris.
Bitch, we got that type of money.
She gonna be like, girl, you
oh, hey, KJ.
Behind me.
Oh, you are so funny.
No,
But
you need
that's
to calm your behind down because you ain't going to no damn Paris. Paris, Louisiana, you mean? Like, it's not realistic because she can't see past
oh
a firefighter is a really good person.
job and a good job. It's stable.
Yeah.
She just sees
Yes.
stability. That's
She
all it is.
keeps saying that too. She was like, "No, he'll always be there." And she's looking for consistency, and Ashley's looking for hopes and dreams.
Right. I agree. And you like you said, it was a real mother-daughter conversation because she needed to be. I mean, like you said, even though I do think you should allow people to dream, you should also be realistic as hell with your kids. It's not easy. And, yes, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you might face some challenges and it might not be as easy as you thought to do.
Right.
And it might take a lot of money that you got to save up to do it. But hey, it doesn't.
Again, this also made me realize when she was talking to her mother, I could be a traveling nurse. Who asked you to be a traveling nurse? This is made up in her head. Nobody asked her to travel with them and be a nurse.
That's true. It'd be different if she said I could be a traveling nurse because I want to explore. And I mean, she does, but I think the problem for her mother, she's talking about following his ass. And that's the problem. I absolutely agree. Yeah. All right.
Like,
so
this was always my hope and dream. When? I never heard of this.
Right. I get it. It was like, oh, so you woke up. Yeah. And I mean, that could be that's why I was like, I'm not going to knock her for having a dream. But what I am going to knock is, like you said, it's stability. And as a parent, that's what you want for your kids. Her mother probably struggled with her because, you know what I mean? Like I said, she was probably at Naomi's house 2 to 3 times a week for dinner. And so, yeah, she wants her to have a stable life that she didn't have. And Ashley can't see past that because she want to go to Paris. So, look, and I say, let her go. Let her go. God said go, girl. So then, yeah, I think we talked about, why do I have Bill and Danny again? What happened with them again in the last episode? Because he told her that they lost the baby. Moved on.
I don't know. You may have. So I think it's strange now that we circle back to them that Haley didn't call Bill. He heard from Danny. Danny called Bill. That's how he found out.
Right.
And he didn't confront Danny about. I mean, he didn't confront Haley that you didn't even call me. I had to hear it from Danny. I think it's too soon because he's trying to cater to her, but that has to be something that comes up. Bill, you can't be this stupid. He didn't call you. You were on a plane, supposedly out of town, going out of town. She doesn't tell you this traumatic thing is going on, and you hear it all from Danny.
And why wasn't
you
that
have
the
to
first?
Come home and track her down. You go to the hospital, she's not there. Then you come home and you realize this thing has happened. You can't. Like, I want the things to start adding up with Bill. Like, why didn't she tell me? Why? Like, where?
No, I agree with you.
Sneaky?
No, I agree with you because that's why I said earlier that's one of my issues for Bill is that why I don't know for me, but my first call was my baby daddy. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? So I thought it was weird that you're running around and you didn't and then you're just sitting on the couch because you think he's not coming home. And I don't know. It just the way they played it out, I will say they could have done better.
Still didn't call him. Right. You still didn't call him.
Right. But you sitting on the couch with your phone.
Start adding things up, although I want him to be punished and be the fool.
I feel like, you know what, I think you said it. I would prefer to see the storyline where he basically finds out Haley was playing in his face, and then him and Danny team up and find a way to get rid of her. And not get rid of her, but like divorce, like, you know what I mean? And they work their way back together.
Yeah, put it on. Be like, we know, yeah.
Yeah. Some real Nikki and Victor Newman type stuff. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for
Right,
y'all.
because you know they would do that.
Right, exactly. So yeah, y'all, that's all pretty much all I got for y'all. Episodes. If I missed anything, let me know. 105 to 108. But I felt like that was pretty much it. Did I miss anything, Elaine? For the most part, anything important, I guess.
No, this was a great catch up. We enjoyed you coming back to us. We love that you went on vacation and got your needed break. I
Yeah.
encourage you already know I encourage you to have fun and sort of forget about things or what have you. We like that you came back and gave us a little bit during your break, and we got to see you in Martha's Vineyard. But we also support you, doing you. So
Oh, I know. Blatant truth. Well, look, I was waiting for blatant truth to come in the comments and be like, girl, PTO means PTO. Okay, don't bring your ass up here, but no, but I know y'all just be looking out for me and my well-being, and I love that about y'all because it makes me not feel as bad when I'm like, I gotta get up here and do my reviews. And it's literally, I swear there's never anybody in the comments giving me a hard time. There's never anyone in my DMs. Somebody might say, hey, are you okay? I haven't seen you in a couple days, but I never get any pressure. It's literally self and me feeling like, and me missing y'all. And like I said, you're an outlet for me. So really just wanting to get up here and, give y'all recaps and talk everything beyond the gates. You know how I do.
we
But
missed you though, so
oh, well, thank you. And
catch
thank
up
you.
on the show. We will do Twitter and we do other things, but it's not the same as not having you there. But we appreciate that. You need to
Oh,
refuel and do you.
well, thank you, thank you. Well, now I know clearly I need to make the lives earlier. Okay. Usually these are members only. But like I said, I missed recap, so I felt like, why not open up the gates for the rest of y'all. But if you are interested in joining the membership, the link is in the description box. And we do have a weekly members only live that we do. And then once a month, I do open it up and gift memberships for y'all so y'all can come beyond the gates with us, because that's when we get real silly. But it's only so much we can do up here because we're not behind the wall. Okay. We're not behind the gates. All right. So yeah, if you have not already, please do me a favor. Make sure that you hit the like button. Did I say favor? Sorry. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you have commented if you haven't already for the replay gang. And make sure that you are subscribed if you are feeling the vibe. And hit the notification bell so you know when we're dropping all our other shows. I'm about to hop off here and do Love After Lockup with Nels, because we got catching up to do there. I got to do King's Court. So yeah, y'all. So I appreciate all the love and support, and thank you to my beautiful and lovely co-host Elaine. It is always a pleasure to have her up here with me, and actually, it almost feels weird when she's not up here with me. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, it's become permanent now. I get up here and get scared when I got to come talk to y'all by myself. I do. But yeah, y'all. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, Cleo. Thank you, Blatant Truth. Thank you, M Chive. Thank y'all, everybody in the chat and everybody in the live for supporting. And yeah, I will catch y'all. I will drop the recap, like I said, for today, but you probably won't get it to early tomorrow. Are you gonna do the Hustle Houston show? I made Blatant Truth. I was thinking about it, but I think I'm 2 episodes behind, and I'm just so behind on so many things. So if I can get caught up in time, I definitely want to try. Let me watch it first, because I don't want to commit to something and then I don't like it, and I'm just coming up here and then I talk about how bad it is. I don't like to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't review Tyler Perry stuff, because I would get up here and talk about how much I didn't like it. So I don't. That's why I don't do it. But I love y'all. I thank y'all. And yeah, I will catch you later this week. Members only. Love y'all. Have a good one. Bye
All
bye.
right, good night, girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.